We are live. This is the first time we've ever done something like this. I'm Doug Roxburgh with Goodwill Industries of Alberta. As we know, people will be joining us here momentarily. This is a fantastic opportunity for you to see some great thrifting finds from some great thrifting experts. We have approximately 10 of them lined up for you for them to showcase their terrific ensembles. You may have seen some sneak peeks earlier this week on CTV, CBC in Calgary, as well as City TV News here in Edmonton about an hour ago. Our lovely Sydney, who's just 17 years old, was showcasing some of her terrific outfits. So we can't thank our supporters enough, from our team here at Goodwill to the team here we have assembled throughout the Instagram universe here in the province of Alberta, who for some reason is making 1 millionaire a day after day after day with a simple 50-50 draw. So, you know, this province is absolutely terrific with its generosity, and we're just trying to give back to the community any way we can with this free virtual fashion show. I will be your host this evening. We did try to get some famous people like Tyra Banks or Morgan Freeman. Unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, they didn't pay their internet bill. So you're stuck with me for the next 60 minutes. This show, like I said, couldn't be possible without our generous donors, shoppers, volunteers who all support Goodwill. Together, we are making a difference in the lives of Albertans with disabilities. We're helping them find and gain meaningful employment. I'm not just talking about employment within Goodwill. While we do employ about 30% of our staff, of the 800 people who work within our organization that have a self-disclosed disability, I'm talking about all across partner organizations as we try to find the right career opportunity for the right individual. We want them on that right career path. So that's why we're here, and that's why we're proud to be Albertan. Now, here is the lowdown on this virtual fashion show and how it will go. One by one, our thrifting experts will be introduced, and they'll have a couple of minutes to talk about the ensemble they have put together. I ask that our experts have muted their microphones just until it's their time to present. Our viewers at home, well, they have the ability, this is the best part about Zoom, to control what you see. If you want to see just me, great. I don't know why you'd want to do it, but you can. If you want to see a complete gallery of our ensemble, you have that ability as well. Just click away. Zoom is that great. Plug for Zoom. Can you believe it? The future. If anyone does happen to have a question, feel free to put it in the chat. We will have a Q&A at the end of the session where we'll have all of our experts proudly answer these questions. So if you do have a question, just put it in the chat and away we'll go. Having said that, everybody who tunes in live, guess what? We have something special that we did not broadcast. We do have a giveaway to Boston Pizza. You have to stick around as to how you'll get it. That will come in due time, but that giveaway is on the way for everyone that tunes in. With that, let's quickly introduce our wonderful experts that are here with us this evening. We have Ian. Ian, if you'd like to give us a little wave. Josie. Sydney. Kayla, Brooke, Victoria, Kenya, Mel, Donnell, and Sonam. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I want our viewers to buckle up, strap in as we get underway. Goodwill Industries of Alberta is dedicated to making a difference in the lives of Albertans and the communities we serve. The organization is unwavering in the commitment to bring dignity and joy through the power of work, doing so through meaningful, economical, and environmentally responsible ways.
Hi, I'm Dale Monahan, President and CEO of Goodwill Industries of Alberta. I've been a proud Goodwillian and team member of Goodwill since 2012. Here in Alberta, since 1963, Goodwill has helped people with disabilities through the power of work and the dignity of a job. In 1975, Goodwill Industries of Alberta joined the family of Goodwills around the world and was officially registered as a not-for-profit social enterprise in Alberta. There are not-for-profit organizations and there are for-profit organizations, but we would like to refer to Goodwill as a for-impact organization.
I'm Mortimer Capriles, Director of Sustainability and Innovation. I'm in charge of the amazing Goodwill Impact Center and Sustainability. Every new sustainability program taking place in Goodwill is part of the Sustainability Action Plan strategy. Some of the new sustainability programs included in the Sustainability Action Plan are the recycling of plastics, glass and ceramics, voltage adapters, roller blades, broken pallets, suitcases, cigarette waste, repair of broken furniture, and the Alberta Reads Partnership. In the capital region, Goodwill has over a 90% diversion from the landfill rate, and the organization as a whole diverts millions of kilograms every year thanks to the Sustainability Action Plan.
Thanks to our shoppers, donors, volunteers, team members, and business partners for which this would not be possible without. We are a people business, and together we want to celebrate each individual who steps through our doors, as they are strengthening our community, for which we are grateful. We are all in it together to create a better tomorrow, and our tremendous success showcases how those who donate, shop, and support Goodwill are in fact making such a profound difference, day in and day out.
First expert of the evening is based out of Edmonton. Her name translates to happy-go-lucky ray of sunshine. And if you follow along on her Instagram page, you'll see pictures match her namesake, and it thrives in vintage fashion. This is IN. IN, welcome. I'll get you to unmute your microphone, and I'll let you do the guiding for us. What are you showcasing this evening?
So today, I have this eyelet top, which is, I don't know if you guys know what eyelet is, but it's the thing with the holes. So I have that. It's a button-up pullover. I also am wearing a scarf that I thrifted as well, and I'm having a bad hair day, so I'm wearing this. It's either this or a bucket hat for me. So
I think it looks fabulous.
Yeah, thank you. I also have these high-waisted jeans that I got as well. They're a little oversized, but I love it. It's very comfortable. I also, if it gets to, if I'm still out and it's dark, I also put on this denier leather jacket that I thrifted as well for nighttime, So
hold on, let's go back here. You found that denier jacket at Goodwill?
Yes, I did.
Wow, because denier is a pretty fine leather.
Yeah, it's really nice. I love it.
Oh wow, that is unbelievable.
Everything here from Goodwill. So.
That's great. I'm just shocked that you're able to find such great finds and you're able to make it a complete style. So that's
I've been thrifting for so long, so I've collected a lot of things over the year.
How long have you been thrifting for?
Like since 2010, maybe.
Why do you love thrifting so much?
I don't know. It's just something that I got into. Like, I think maybe when I used to be on Tumblr a lot of the pieces, I would just, I would see some inspo and then go to the thrift store and always find it.
Well, I don't know. I think you should keep continuing to thrift because the outfits that you put together are absolutely amazing. Do you have a blog by any chance?
Yeah, I do. I have, of course, my Hey It's Ayan page. I do a little bit of YouTube, and as well as I resell vintage clothing as well on my page with my husband. It's called Cayenne Vintage.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, one thing we forgot to do, I was going to introduce you with a video. So I think we're going to play that video
Oh, yeah, thanks.
right now. And there it is. Hey, it's IN. IN, is there anything else that you want to add?
No, I'm just happy to, meet everyone, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone else's style. So.
And so am I. I mean, your style just is kind of the tip of the iceberg. So I'm actually excited as we kind of move down the list and see everybody. Honestly, like I said, you look absolutely great. Thank you so much again for supporting this cause, and we really do appreciate it.
Thanks.
As we move along, our second expert is a thriftanista. Thriftanista, is that a word? I'm making it a word. Also, this person is based out of Calgary and is always knitting. She loves to showcase various looks from ripple shorts to hair scrunchies. Who is it? It's Josie. Let's roll the clip. Josie, welcome to the show. It is so exciting to have you here. What do you have for us tonight?
So I have my three probably best thrifting advice, three best pieces of thrifting advice for you guys today. And so my first piece of advice is make like a Pinterest board of like styles and things that you're loving. Fashion is very cyclical. And so just because it's something that's like a new trend doesn't mean you won't be able to find it in the thrift store. Chances are it's been in style before, and it will be again after too. And then my second piece of advice is very COVID themed, but know your measurements before you go into the thrift store. When I go thrifting now, especially, I always bring a tape measure. And so I've measured like my favorite pair of pants, my favorite pair of jeans. I know like what my waist measurement is, what my inseam is. So that when you're at the thrift store with the change rooms clothes, you can still make sure that the clothes that you're buying are gonna fit. And then my third piece of advice is just have a little bit of patience. You might be looking for the perfect white blazer or like a wide leg pair of jeans, and you might not find it on the first day, but if you keep at it, I'm sure that you will. And then, so today, the outfit that I put together, I have this cute orange vintage blazer paired with a black slip dress, a white mock neck tee, and then this cute belt.
That is pretty spectacular. So with that advice, how did you come across those three specific points?
So that's just what I personally do. I know that the measurement, bringing in like a tape measure is really, like the first couple times that I went thrifting after like thrift stores opened up again, I got pants that were like too big because they seem like they kind of fit around your waist when you hold them up, but then when you take them home, they're no good. And anyone who's comfortable shopping online probably knows their measurements already, and they're comfortable shopping just based on the measurements. And so shopping with your measurements, but you can also feel the fabric, just makes it way easier. And then the third one, have patience, is I think that every thrifter has patience.
Patience is key. I'm just going to ask one request. Kayla, are you able to mute your microphone by any chance?
Mm-hmm.
If you could, that'd be fantastic. The camera just keeps to pan back to you, and we had a couple of people chime in about that. So I'll get you to mute your microphone. That's fantastic. Josie, we'll come back to you. How long have you been kind of hunting through these thrift stores for?
Probably on and off for, I'd say 5 or 6 years. But in the last year, I've tried to only shop at thrift stores, and I've broken it a couple times. But for the most part, that's where most of my clothes come from these days.
And that's pretty cool because, you know, a lot of it's with eco-fashion as well, right? So like when you do shop at thrift stores, you're actually keeping items out of the landfill. I know in our intro video earlier, we talked about how we divert almost 90% of items from local landfills. I mean, we're talking hundreds of Olympic swimming pools. We're talking thousands of gigajoules of energy. So, I mean, what you do and what others do, I mean, you're actually contributing to a greater good.
Yeah, it's good for the environment, good for your wallet.
Well, of course, it's good for your wallet too, right? Well, Josie, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're going to move on to Sydney, who, if you tuned into City TV News in Edmonton earlier, or may have seen it on Twitter, it was just an hour ago where Sydney was actually able to give you a little bit of a sneak peek as to what will tantalize your thrifting needs here this evening. She is a 17-year-old who is just starting out on a modeling journey based out of Edmonton. Sydney, welcome to the show as we send away for your intro video. So Sydney, what was it like to be on City TV News earlier this evening?
I believe it was very nerve-wracking, but I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool because I've always wanted to be on TV, so actually having the experience was really awesome.
Well, that's great. Thank you so much for doing that. We really do appreciate it. What do you have for us tonight?
All right, so I have this maybe kind of gray colored dress, and it is from Goodwill, and it is so cute. It actually had the original tag from the previous store on, and it was pretty much brand new, which is awesome. I got this for $12, and it is very comfortable and perfect for a night out. And then I have this little purse. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now that purse almost looks like a little mini Louis Vuitton purse.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I got it. I think I scored it at Goodwill, so it's pretty awesome.
Wow. And you talked about finding items with the tag still on it. That's something that's a lot of people buy things. There's no question about that. I think we've all been guilty of it, and sometimes it just doesn't look right by the time you get out of the store, even though you've tried it on. And then it just kind of sits in your closet for a while, and then it ends up getting donated back and gets to find a new home and gets a second chance at a new life. So you actually found something that's pretty much brand new.
Yeah, and it's really nice. I really love it.
What's the feeling like when you find something brand new like that?
I just feel like it's awesome because it's been donated to somewhere someplace really good, as for example Goodwill, and it's just really awesome to find something brand new because you know that it's never been used.
And when you found out about this virtual fashion show, why did you want to take place? I gotta ask. I really do have to ask that.
Well, I've always wanted to be in a fashion show, and with my disability, if you did tune in to City TV, you would know about my cerebral palsy. So I've always wanted to be part of a fashion show, but I didn't think I would be able to because of my walk. But I am so very thankful that I'm able to be part of this fashion show. And Goodwill likes to help people with disabilities, and I thought it'd be a perfect opportunity for me.
Yeah, and honestly, we're just proud to have you here. I know when we first chatted, you may have had some doubts and things like that, but we were actually happy when you said, hey, I'd like to be in it. And we had a lot of people reach out. We're just happy that you were one of the ones that were like, yeah, we got to get her in.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you again for doing City TV. Your outfit looks absolutely stunning. So keep on thrifting because you're finding some fantastic finds.
Definitely, yeah, thank you.
From Sydney, we move along as we go down the list to Kayla, who has expert connections all over this great province. She is your neighborhood pre-loved shopper as she tries to keep it thrift in a fast fashion world. This is Kayla. Kayla, welcome. How are you doing this evening? We'll get you to unmute your microphone. I know I told you to mute your microphone before. That is on me. I own that, but I'll get you to unmute now.
Can you hear me now?
Of course we can. How are you doing this evening?
Fantastic. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful.
Excellent. What do you have for us tonight?
So today I put together a little bit of a boho inspired look. I think the top is actually vintage lingerie, and the skirt is like a plus size accordion skirt that I just belted to fit me a little bit better. So it's about 2 inches too big for me. But I loved the pattern, so I wasn't going to turn it down just based on that. And so together it's become a pretty cute little look.
Yeah, I was going to say that's actually very inspiring. You wouldn't anticipate that the top is actually like vintage lingerie.
Yeah, I love those kind of pieces. They're very popular on Instagram right now, and all of the resellers are turning those out pretty quickly. So I definitely couldn't leave this one behind when I saw it.
So how did you come across this particular outfit? How were you able to compact the vintage lingerie with that cute little pattern that you have for long skirt?
Like this really caught my eye, and it had some little white flecks in it. So I didn't want to pair it with anything dark on the top, which is what I would usually go for. I wanted to kind of make it light and airy for summer. So this top just really spoke to me, and I wanted to put them together, and it really worked out. I love anything that has a bit of a feminine twist. So.
Yeah, like that's pretty cool. Do you have any advice for someone who, say, wants to put like an outfit like that together?
I would say make a mood board, like Josie said. It's good to have some pictures of looks that you want to mimic or pieces that you want to find. Because as she mentioned in her portion earlier, sometimes one of the drawbacks of thrifting can be that pieces that you want aren't available. So you have that kind of need to go to the store and pick something up immediately. But sometimes when you're shopping secondhand, you're not going to find that stuff right away. So you just have to be patient, and when you see something you like, you have to pick it up right away. Sometimes that means find like a winter jacket and it's plus 30. You snap it up and put it in your closet and wait until October.
That is 100% true. I mean, we only get one of every item, right? It's not like a big box store or anything of that nature where there's multiple items. It's one and done.
100%.
Well, Kayla, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get to our next guest, I'm just going to take a break here and just read out some of these great chats that have been kind of coming through. Like Josie, someone said that your makeup is just absolutely popping. So great job on your makeup. Your bag, Sydney, everyone is just like, wow, that is so amazing. One of their favorites. So you guys did some great jobs picking out some of these outfits. But we're going to move right along as we hit up Brooke, who is a fashion marketing grad from Blanche McDonald Center in Vancouver, but she comes to us via Calgary and loves to showcase different fashions and different colors, mixing and matching her way to a style that can suit your needs. Here's Brooke. Now, Brooke, I know you have something spectacular for us this evening. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so hi everyone, I'm Brooke. Like Doug said, I'm a thrifter and personal style blogger from Calgary. I'm super excited to be here today. So the outfit that I've chosen is very true to my personal style. So I have this really nice oversized periwinkle blazer that I just found at Goodwill a couple weeks ago. I've paired it with this really nice baby blue sweater mock neck top underneath. The reason that I paired these together is because I really like pairing monochrome colors together because I feel like it looks very high fashion and chic. And then I've paired it with my favorite black dress pants, which I also got from Goodwill. The thrift store is my favorite place to look for black dress pants because they fit really well on curvier girls like me. Then I have my favorite little white mules on. And then my favorite part of my outfit is my little vintage mini 9 West cow print bag that I got from Goodwill probably about 5 years ago. And I'm super glad that I held on to it because cow print and mini bags are super in fashion for this fall winter. So yeah, this is my outfit. I hope everyone likes it.
I love, bags are a huge thing, especially with my wife. That cow print bag, it's almost like the perfect size.
It's very
as
cool.
well with that. It's so neat. Was it expensive when you first bought it?
I don't think so. I think it was only probably, I always find really good bags for around like $3 at the thrift store. And like I said, I'm super glad I held on to it because cow print is coming in like full force for like fall winter. So yeah, I love it. And I have a lot of purses, as you can tell from my Instagram. So.
And your blazer, can you tell me about your blazer a little bit more? Because I think that's a pretty cool fashion piece that you have rocking, especially in this time of age when, let's be honest, some of us have had to work from home the last couple of months. It's been all business on top, all party on the bottom. So the blazer actually could come in handy for a lot of different things.
Yeah. And this is definitely like a retro vintage blazer. I cut the shoulder pads out, of course. The shoulder pads were a little bit too much, but I do love that style in some aspects. But yeah, it's a really nice color as well. I've been loving color for summer, and I thought that this blue color was perfect for summer as well. So yeah, it's really
well, you're absolutely rocking it. Is there anything else that you'd like to add or showcase?
No, I don't think so. I'm just, thank you everyone for watching the fashion show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brooke, for joining us. We're going to move to our next expert based out of Edmonton. This expert writes her own blog called The Vic Version, where she gives thrifting tips and everyday fashion inspiration, from fashion that's actually wearable and beauty that doesn't require being an expert, to traveling around the world in your own backyard. And trust me, there are some great things to visit right here in this beautiful province of Alberta. She provides a piece of it all. This is Victoria. And if you happen to follow along Victoria on Instagram, she showcases actually a lot of vintage jeans, which are actually pretty cool. And I know she finds them at Goodwill. Victoria, welcome this evening.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. So as you mentioned, I'm Victoria and I run the blog, The Vic Version, which has everything from fashion to lifestyle to travel, although traveling has definitely taken a back seat. So fashion has been more on the forefront these days, which is awesome. But I started thrifting maybe a few years ago, but got really into it this past year. So I originally started thrifting to find more unique pieces that I could wear every day, but then later found that I could find like almost brand new pieces for really good prices. So I started kind of looking for both of those things through thrifting. But more recently, I've really started to upcycle the things that I find at Goodwill. So as you mentioned, I love to find jeans at Goodwill, and I'm actually wearing my favorite pair today. So I got this pair of jeans from Goodwill. I think they were 50% off, so they were about $4.50. And I actually upcycle my jeans, so I put my own rips in them. And so I really like to upcycle things that I find at Goodwill, because often, as was previously mentioned by another influencer, it's really difficult to find things that fit absolutely perfectly, just as it is in a normal store. So I started changing things or like altering them myself to make them fit my style. So for instance, this little sunglass chain was actually a necklace, and I made it into a sunglasses chain a few weeks ago, as well as there was leftovers, so I made myself a little necklace. And I just really like to find things at Goodwill, and if I love them the way they are, like I did this top, I'll wear it just like that. But if not, then I always change it to make something that I love.
Yeah, and I love how you actually talked about alterations and upcycling. I mean, you're exactly right. We all come in different body shapes, body sizes. We all have different preferences. But you talked about just upcycling some of the items, and even clothing items as well. A lot of people upcycle furniture, which is great, but you talked about upcycling your jeans or sweaters.
Yeah.
I think that has to be very beneficial, right?
It is. I think that when I find something at the thrift store that I love, but it's just not quite right, there's always a way to make it just perfect for me. So for instance, the jeans, I like to rip them myself, or the necklaces, I'll shorten the length. I also tend to, on vintage dress pants, I find that the hardware, so the button, kind of can make it go from vintage to just granny. So to take it back to vintage, I usually just cut off the button and resew my own on.
That's awesome. And you know what? Usually I was going to wait for the Q&A to the very end, but we did actually have one pop up for you. It's from Elizabeth. Did you happen to distress the backside of it as well?
Yeah, so I distress the whole jean. So I distress, hopefully you can see, I distress the knees, usually the front, as well as the back pockets, so that I can get the look that I really like.
Well, that is pretty cool. Is there anything else that you would like to add, Victoria?
Not really. Just thank you for having me, and I hope that people start to shop more at Goodwill, because there's really some awesome stuff to find.
Well, keep styling and profiling, because your outfit, along with everybody else's so far tonight, has been absolutely bomb. Like, it has been absolutely great. So
thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. The next thrift queen comes to us from Calgary and is a self-proclaimed fashionista. Trust me, it doesn't have to be self-proclaimed, because she is 100% a fashionista, the real deal. This is Kenya. Well, Kenya, I know we may have some surprises from you this evening. What do we have in store?
Hi, I'll just introduce myself first. So I'm Kenya. I go by Thrift Gal on Instagram, and I also resell as well. So I just really love Goodwill. I've been connected to Goodwill for a long time. It first started when I immigrated to Canada with my mom and my brother at first. And we needed winter clothes because Barbados is a hot island, and we were able to find so many things so fast. So from there, I've stuck with Goodwill for a very long time. And I just used Goodwill to help me out with the fashion trends, with vintage items, with modern items. Goodwill has so many options. So I've just put together something for you guys today to show you what you can kind of get at Goodwill. So with my top, I have a Subi sheer top. It has a kind of like shimmer white element. It's kind of summery, and at the back it has like a diamond strap. And with my pants here, I just have a pink pastel pants. It's actually vintage. I love vintage pants because they just do the high waist element so well. and they fit well for your curves and everything. And I find that you can't find that out in the malls. Like vintage pants just do it so great, and you can find a lot of them at Goodwill. And then I just paired it with these shoes here. They're from 9 West, and they just have a chain element on the bottom, which gives the outfit a little bit of pop. And this bag here is from Gymboree, which I think it's for children, but it works. And that's the beauty of thrifting. You can mix your little sister's bag with your grandma's pants and get a beautiful outfit. So, yeah.
I honestly, I loved the way you absolutely phrased it. Oh, that is, grandma's pants are the best pants, right?
Yes, they are.
Just so you know, we Fabian actually sent in. He's like, I'm watching all the way from Barbados, so we actually have some people not just in the province of Alberta watching tonight. We actually have people all the way in Barbados watching tonight. So
yeah.
Great outfit. So you kind of get inspired just from just the hunt, right? Just from kind of going through and just seeing what kind of hits your taste buds.
Yes, yeah, for sure. Because Goodwill has such a wide range. Fashion from different eras. Like I can find something from the 90s, I can find something modern. So I really love that. I just love to play with the different eras of style and mix them together. And yeah, just finding different things really excites me. So Goodwill just is it for me.
A lot of people are actually commenting on your shirt as well. They love the shirt. Did it take long to find that one?
No, it didn't take long to find. Like kind of when you're going through the racks, you can kind of see on the outside something that pops out to you. So it doesn't take long. And with like the more you go, the better you get at knowing where to go to find certain things and how to move when you're thrifting. Yeah.
And what inspires your style?
I think what inspires my style is pretty much all the inspiration I see around me. Other thrifters on Instagram. I just kind of make some play with different inspiration I can pull, and again, like just mixing stuff from the different eras together. It's pretty much what I like to do.
Well, that's pretty cool. Honestly, thank you so much for joining us. I feel kind of bad. We're going to play some music during your little catwalk, but
Yeah.
I found out when I play music, the camera might actually pan to me for our viewers, which would take away from you. So.
Okay, no problem.
But I know we had some soca lined up for you, so my apologies on that. But I just want to thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
And you do have the shouts out from Barbados, which is absolutely fantastic. So, what's it like to wear a thrifted outfit for 365 straight days? I don't even know what that feels like, and I work at Goodwill. Well, Mel is doing just that, and you can actually follow along her journey on her Instagram page at YYC Thrift Guide, and she knows just what you can do to look your absolute best on a budget, and you're helping out the environment at the same time. This is Mel. So Mel, we're going to go a little off the cuff because I'm going to start right away. Why 365 straight days? Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, actually, it is technically 366 days because it is a leap year. And to be real with you, I actually have been thrifting since I was a teenager, which is like 20 years. So it's something that I've done for a very, very long time. I've kind of like always purchased secondhand. It wasn't until about 2 years ago that I broke up with fast fashion completely. And I basically haven't purchased anything new for myself in about 2 years, but I've only been doing this on Instagram since January. So it's all about saying no to fast fashion and saving the environment.
And you know what? When you shop at places like Goodwill, and it sounds like an infomercial at this point, but you are helping people with disabilities at the end of the day as well. So you're actually committing to the social greater good. So, you know,
Absolutely. And that's actually a cause that is very close to my heart because 2 of my immediate family members have permanent disabilities. So I love Goodwill and I love supporting and shopping at Goodwill.
Yeah, well, we really do appreciate it. But let's get into your outfit. What are you showing us tonight? Come on, let's get into it.
So I based everything on this sort of rainbow tie-dyed tube top. I love a statement piece. I like keeping fashion weird. So I'm generally drawn to the flashiest items on the rack, and then I kind of see what I can make out of them. So I started with the tube top. I paired it with the mint green skirt, which I thought oddly worked. And it also kind of picks up on the pastel trend that we're seeing a lot of recently. I kept the rainbow going with this blazer, which looks black, but it is actually, in fact, rainbow when you get up close to it. I got a rainbow swirl in the earring, and then I kept the accessories a little more chill. Got this. It's actually an octopus pendant, which I just thought was really fun. Simple bag. I use this bag all the time. And the shoe, which is like a sky-high espadrille. I found these new with tags at Goodwill just the other day. Arnold Shurgan, yeah. Arnold Shurgan doesn't even exist anymore, so. So I just put this together because I thought it was, like really fun and kind of funky for summer.
Well, people are commenting, she's like, she has the walk going down too, right?
Oh, yeah. I practiced walking in these shoes. I did. Do you mind if I just show you? Because I was like, I'm gonna die if I don't practice. So.
Well, be my guest. I want to see this.
All right.
And here we go. That's awesome. Working it. Fantastic. And I just have to say, can you show your blazer a little closer? Because you talked about the rainbow colors that you were showcasing. If you look very closely, you can actually see and I'll stop talking. Mel, I'm going to get you to hold that up as I keep talking, but it's red, yellow, blues, purples, and all. Mel, if you just want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I love this blazer. It's actually vintage too, which is even greater. It has pockets, which is also wonderful. And I just love it because from far away, it looks like it's kind of black and maybe boring. But then when you get up close, it's like, whoa, it's got a rainbow stripe in it.
And we have a request for one more walk before we move on to our next panelist. Can you enlighten us?
All right.
Fantastic, girl. You're working it like a pro. Thank you so much, Mel, for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Currently residing in Edmonton, dressed in fray, is sharing this exciting journey or one of her deepest obsessions of fashion. If you leave a fashion magazine lying around, it may be gone because she's off to read it somewhere. She will not let that go unread. Life is too short to not wear something you love. This is Donnell. Well, Donnell, you are up. You're ready to go.
Way to go.
I love your quote. I stole that quote, by the way. I know that's yours. I took it off of your website.
Yes.
Why do you love that? Why that quote? Why fashion, I guess?
I've always been obsessed with clothes and magazines, and actually my best friend would hide magazines because I would just like read them and not spend time with her when I was little. So I've always been obsessed with clothes and outfits and putting outfits together.
Well, you know, you put together some absolutely terrific outfits. What do you have for us tonight?
Sure. So I'll kind of just take you through what I'm wearing. I don't know if you can see everything. I'm wearing jeans, my shirt, and my top underneath, and my accessories are all Goodwill. So the jeans are kind of this, a little bit of a crop, and then kind of have the ripped look. So they fit perfectly, which was a miracle. I love finding good jeans that are already kind of worn in and broken in. And then this shirt is actually a men's shirt from the men's section of Goodwill. So a little tip, if you like a looser fit where you have a little bit more room, this one you can actually it's quite long, so you can style it multiple ways. You can tie it kind of at the waist, whatever you want to do. So yeah, I like to go and look in the men's section when I'm thrifting. And then as well, I have this baguette style purse. It's kind of like a burgundy wine color. And this baguette style is really trending for 2020. And then this color too is really in for fall. So I usually like to use the thrift store as a way of kind of finding trends that are really popular and having a more accessible way of affording those trends is kind of what I like to do. And then lastly, I have these really beautiful earrings. They're kind of like chain details. They're really pretty, also from Goodwill.
Well, you know, people keep commenting on the bags. Like the bags are absolutely amazing for everyone who showcased them. It just seems you never have to buy a new one.
No, never.
So I got to ask about the shirt though. So you found that in the men's section. Obviously you don't advise me to shop in the women's section. I totally get that. That wouldn't probably be appropriate, but it just kind of gave you that little extra room, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's super casual. Like it's really nice.
Yeah, it's sometimes I just don't always want a fitted look, and a lot of women's dress shirts have a little bit more of a fitted look. So I wanted something looser where you can tie it. Similar to Victoria, how she had her shirt styled, you can kind of do a French tuck where you tuck one side in and leave the other side out. So yeah, it gives you a little bit more flexibility.
That's great. Someone actually just wrote in our chat, Doug, no, shop in the women's section. Clothes are for everyone. So maybe I got the go ahead. I have no idea.
Yeah. There you go.
But you have a super casual look. Any tips for styling? I know you kind of gave like the men's section for women, which is actually great advice because a lot of women like some baggier shirts, which I think is a great idea. Are there any other tips that you have for other people out there?
I think you do have to be patient, similar to what some other people have been saying tonight. You do have to be patient. You do kind of sometimes have to sort through things, but definitely, you know, I like to go during the week is when a really good time is to go. Monday, Tuesday. I feel like the weekend, some people have already gone through stuff. I don't know what you guys do for restocking, but either way, it's a little bit busier on the weekend too. So I like the peace and quiet when I have a little bit more time to go through stuff on the weekdays, for me personally.
That's pretty cool. You know what? And I have a question. I know we're supposed to wait for the Q&A till afterwards, but someone, Lori just asked, what brand are the jeans? They are so cute.
These are American Eagle jeans, actually, that I found at Goodwill. Yeah.
That's pretty good. So you probably got them for like $8.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
I like the tag sale. So I think the purse was 50% off, and I think my jeans were 50% off. I got the purse a while ago, but I got the jeans more recently.
Yeah, wow. So yeah, I mean, if you look at it, $8 from 50%, that's $4. Sometimes a new pair of jeans can run you 50 to 75 to maybe 100, if not more.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a huge bargain. Plus, the style where you put it together is absolutely stunning.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much, Donnell, for joining us this evening.
Yep.
We really appreciate it. Our last expert of the evening before we start to wrap things up is all about creating. She is excited to be here and is proud that she's able to showcase some amazing styles for people right across the province this evening. This is Sonam. Well, Sonam, you are our finisher this evening, and you look superb. What do you have for us tonight?
Hi everyone, I'm Sonam. I'm an international student from Tibet, China, and I have been thrifting for the past 3 years.
Wow. And where are you residing right now? Are you in Calgary, Edmonton?
I'm in Edmonton.
Right on. I don't know. There's that huge rivalry between Calgary and Edmonton. We love each other in Alberta. Come on, we love each other in Alberta. So what do you have for us tonight, Sonam?
So I'm wearing this navy overall, and then I'm wearing this this blouse with puffy sleeves, and it has a square neckline, and I'm wearing this this pair of shoes from Dr. Martens. They're all thrifted from Goodwill. And I'm wearing these earrings from Goodwill. They kind of look like a golden circle, but it's actually hoops. And then this pair of necklace that has sun, moon, and stars on it.
Those earrings are pretty cool. I actually really like I guess your overalls. That's more of a jumper, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more like a jumper.
Well, that's pretty cool because it almost looks, and that's not full denim. I guess it's more of a stretchier fabric, eh?
It's more like linen, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love the style. So what inspired you to put this outfit together?
I do like a more like a comfy style. While I think I like pairing like a really basic piece with something that has a lot of details going on. So this jumper would be the basic piece, but the top that has like a lot of details around the neckline and then the sleeves. So I feel like it's more like me keeping it comfy, but then also has some details going on with all the accessories that I have.
Yeah, I feel like you could wear that outfit absolutely anywhere.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Sonam?
Yes, I do. So I also compared 2 other jumpsuits that I found at Goodwill. This one is a denim one that's like sleeveless. So you can pair it, like you can wear it on its own, but you can also wear like a t-shirt underneath. And this one also has a cool neckline. But it's like a bit higher than the one that I have. So I wouldn't wear anything underneath it, but I would pair it with a cool jacket to make it more fun.
That pattern, I mean, that pattern has to be so in because we saw one of our influencers, I think it was Kayla. I want to say it was Kayla has a very similar pattern on her dress that we saw earlier. So that pattern is like so in right now.
Mm-hmm. I think polka dots are just so classic. You can't go wrong with it.
Well, thank you, Sonam, so much. We do have one question. Someone just asked, were the Doc Martens expensive and are they comfortable?
They are comfortable once you break in, because like I do get blisters when I'm trying to break in to Dr. Martens. So I would recommend wearing very thick socks when you're trying to break in, but once it's broken in, it's super comfortable, and I feel like they can last you for at least 5 years. And I think I got them for like $30, which is not bad for a pair of Dr. Martens.
Yeah, I was gonna say they usually run $100, $200. Like they're an expensive shoe. There's no question about that. Well, Sonam, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We will have some Q&As that pop through. We do have one question actually for me at this moment in time is, can we expect Goodwill to expand into smaller towns? I hope so. Well, we are in a couple of smaller towns. So we are in Airdrie, we are in Spruce Grove, and we are in Sherwood Park, and we are also in Grand Prairie. I don't know if you'd kind of consider them smaller towns, but we are also there. You never know what can happen in the future. I always say that because at the end of the day, it comes down to the generous people of Alberta that help support our mission of helping people with disabilities to find work. That's our goal. That's our mission. If we can do so by expanding, we will do so, but that comes with time, and that comes to the generosity of all Albertans. Someone asked me, what's my favorite fit? You know what? I could lie. I could totally lie and just say they were all absolutely 100% perfect, but it's not. Everybody gets a trophy day, unfortunately. My favorite fit actually was Donnell's. I thought the super casualness of it, the way she made the jeans work, the top where she found in the men's section, that actually I thought was actually kind of cool. So that's my personal favorite fit. There was some runner-ups. Mel with her rainbow dress. I mean, every single one of our thrifters had absolutely inspiring thrifted outfits. I did promise at the start of our broadcast that we did have a giveaway. I have a $25 gift card to Boston Pizza for everybody who's tuned in. If you're with us now in the chat, get ready, because here comes the trivia question. In order to win that Boston Pizza gift card, I am going to take the first person that tells me the initial year, and it was in our video earlier, that Goodwill started in Alberta. What year did Goodwill start in Alberta? We have some answers flying through. Katie Klingval, you are our victor with 1963. That's right. We've actually been in Alberta for almost 60 years. Since 1963, we started as the Edmonton Rehabilitation Center, and we were actually doing stuff for the Alberta government at that time. So Katie, we will get your information and we will send you out a $25 gift card to Boston Pizza. Thank you everyone for responding in. Shannon, who is also part of Goodwill. Shannon, if you could message Katie, that would be fantastic, because we'll get her information and send that gift card off to her. Before we close our show, I want to find out from our generous audience here, are there any questions remaining for our panelists? If you have a question, ask now or forever hold your peace. We will broadcast this at a later day. We did find out when is our next show. We don't know yet. This was our first time ever doing something like this. We are going to explore the pros and cons. I actually think it went very well, and it wouldn't be possible without our lovely experts here. We're going to find out. We're going to try to make it happen again, and we're going to try to make this a tradition going forward. This does conclude our very first Goodwill Virtual Fashion Show. We had some laughs, maybe at my expense. And before we go, how often do I go thrifting? Well, I'm in a thrift store every single day. So the answer is I go thrifting quite a bit. And mostly, I'll be honest with you, it's for my little girl. So I have a little girl who's 3 years old. I actually buy books at Goodwill, and I buy children's books at Goodwill. I think it's a great deal. I find a lot of great books that otherwise may get thrown into a landfill. So that's exactly what I go thrifting for. And that's my go-to. You won't get her name on this broadcast. You got to earn that one, unfortunately. Hopefully this was good enough. And, we have had some requests for another show. Honestly, we couldn't have done it without each and every one of you, from the wonderful support of our panelists to our generous donors, to our viewers, everybody. Thank you so much. Honestly, together we are making a difference in the lives of Albertans. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodwill Industries of Alberta is dedicated to making a difference in the lives of Albertans and the communities we serve. The organization is unwavering in the commitment to bring dignity and joy through the power of work, doing so through meaningful, economical, and environmentally responsible ways.
Hi, I'm Dale Monahan, President and CEO of Goodwill Industries of Alberta. I've been a proud Goodwillian and team member of Goodwill since 2012. Here in Alberta, since 1963, Goodwill has helped people with disabilities through the power of work and the dignity of a job. In 1975, Goodwill Industries of Alberta joined the family of Goodwills around the world and was officially registered as a not-for-profit social enterprise in Alberta. There are not-for-profit organizations and there are for-profit organizations, but we would like to refer to Goodwill as a for-impact organization.
I'm Mortimer Capriles, Director of Sustainability and Innovation. I'm in charge of the amazing Goodwill Impact Center and Sustainability. Every new sustainability program taking place in Goodwill is part of the Sustainability Action Plan strategy. Some of the new sustainability programs included in the Sustainability Action Plan are the recycling of plastics, glass and ceramics, voltage adapters, corded blades, broken pallets, suitcases, cigarette waste, repair of broken furniture, and the Alberta REITs partnership. In the capital region, Goodwill has over a 90% diversion from the landfill rate, and the organization as a whole diverts millions of kilograms every year thanks to the Sustainability Action Plan.
Thanks to our shoppers, donors, volunteers, team members, and business partners for which this would not be possible without. We are a people business, and together we want to celebrate each individual who steps through our doors, as they are strengthening our community, for which we are grateful. We are all in it together to create a better tomorrow, and our tremendous success showcases how those who donate, shop, and support Goodwill are in fact making such a profound difference, day in and day out.